Thank you. So, if I'm non-physical, as well as being physical,
Since I am,
I chose to jump into life,
and be both,
and I'm both while I'm here.
as are we, even though we didn't jump in.
So I'm you as well at the same time in some...
If you are in the receptive mode and are allowing all of that, you can, to some degree, limit your ability to allow that to flow. And negative emotion is always present when that is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of the non-physical, my parents, mentors, everybody who's no longer physical,
All aware of you, far back, even before you knew them. All aware that you are continuing that which they are.
yes,
That's why when you get in the receptive mode, you can feel the fullness and the bigness of that which you are. You're the focal point of so much more than you ever realized or allowed.
when I see myself as Sam and a human, and I have, this life that I'm living, there's things I'm trying to accomplish, and I'm judging myself and being judged and all like that in the physical sense. But truly, I chose to come to live life because I would experience what life is, pains and whatever, contrast, and I would, from my inner being's point of view, that's what expansion is.
You came right to the word that we were going to lead in with, because the acceptance, the joyous realization of the eternalness of that which we are is the basis of everything that flows forth from non-physical. And so in order to continue to be eternal or infinite, there must be that natural expansion. And so the natural result of those understandings and intentions was to be in an environment where contrast continues to produce that. But the thing that we really want you to hear, and there's just a little bit in your question that you weren't quite there, and we want to bump you right into that understanding, is that it's not just that the contrast produces the opportunity for the eternal nature that we all are. It's that the eternal nature that we all are is reveling in the creation here on this leading edge. It's like this leading edge is necessary for our existence, and we exist because of the leading edge. This leading edge is necessary for our existence, and the fact that it exists is the leading edge. It's not only the reason that we continue to be, it is what we continue to be for, you see. If we could just help you to realize that this is the leading edge. So often humans want to think that this is a proving ground or a practicing ground, and that there's something somewhere else that is really where it's all happening, and that you're all just being tested so that if you get up to speed, maybe you'll get to go to the big leagues and play the real game that is being played. And it's not like that at all. It's all happening right here. That's why we are all focused here with you. So as you're sifting through the contrast and putting preferences into the vortex, into the vibrational reality, and then it does what it does, and you allow whatever you allow, and then you croak, you reemerge into non-physical. We try to be as disrespectful of death as we can be, since there is not any of that. So you withdraw your attention from this specific physical body, reemerge into non-physical, but you leave behind all doubt and fear and all resistance, and who you are as you reemerge into non-physical is the pure essence of everything that you have carved from life, all that you have wanted it to be. But you don't just take what you allowed yourself to accomplish here in this physical body. You take everything that this physical body inspired you to desire. Did you hear that? It's really big. Everything that you dreamed or wanted or desired goes with you into non-physical. It remains in this vortex, in this legendary, fully staffed vortex where all of those who have come before you are now focused from. So now you come forth into another physical body and become the leading edge of thought again. And all of those intentions are flowing to you and through you and with you, you see. That's why it feels so good to you when you line up with it, and it feels so bad to you when you don't. That's why negative emotion feels like it does, and that's why positive emotion feels like it does. You see, we revel in what you are living all day, every day, whether you are in the receptive mode or not. We're thrilled with what's happening, with the new ideas that are being born, with what you're launching and putting into the vortex, with what the collective consciousness is creating. In other words, we are rapturously joyful about the expansion of all of this consciousness that we are all a part of. But what really rings our bells is to focus intimately and specifically into an idea that someone like you is working on, to feel it coming to be fleshed out in the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it version. Oh, it's a lovely thing to be non-physical, but non-physical wants to turn to things. That's why this leading edge manifestational place has the attention of all that is. That's why it is the blessed place to be. It's where the true living of life is. And so, can you hear all of the words that Esther is finding to explain what we are projecting to her here? Because we want you to understand that we're all living of this life, and that it's all of our lives that we are living. And while we are using you as our focal point in which to live our life, still, we are so satisfied in the living of our life through that which is you. And when we get to dovetail with intentions that you hold, when the intentions that you discover along your trail dovetail with the intentions that we've all set into motion before, doesn't it make you understand the well-being of this time-space reality? Don't you understand that this is the leading edge where all of this culmination is taking place and will forevermore? Doesn't it make you want to stop pinching yourself off and calling it this forsaken place when it is far from that? Don't you want to get in on the juice that is flowing today and stop pinching yourself off because of something that you've picked up along your physical trail that is a flawed premise to its very basis, you see? There's not a shred of evidence anywhere to the contrary of what we are speaking to you here. But you have to find a way of tuning into the frequency of it so that you can be the realizer of it. Because we know, while it's satisfying for you to listen to us, Esther's finding good words, and she's putting a lot of words together in order to represent the message that we are wanting you to understand. And we know that it is satisfying for you to hear. And when you feel the resonance of it, when you find a new nugget of something that you didn't quite understand before that now you understand a lot of that has taken place here today, then everything in your world is altered as a result of that shift that took place in this understanding, you see. We've enjoyed this interaction more than any that has ever come before. And the reason that we have enjoyed it more than any that has ever come before is because this is the leading edge. Because all that has been asked before and all that has been understood before is queued up for this carving into this new place. And there have been some specific things that have been asked here that have taken it into a place that it has not been before. And there's deep understanding within you that will come to fruition. But that's not the most important part, because of course it will come to fruition. It must come to fruition. Everything does. Law of attraction means that it must. Well-being abounds. It always will. But the important thing is you are going to be consciously aware of it. You're going to feel the desire within you, and you're going to know what it means. And you're going to keep it alive because you know now how to focus better than you ever have before. And the satisfaction factor that you're going to feel as you watch things come into alignment for you, as this vibration that is turned to a thought is now turning to a thing, you're going to have your hands specifically in that clay as you watch it happen. And that's why you came into this physical body. Make no mistake about it. There is nothing that you are living that is joyful in nature that we are not right in on it with you. And there is nothing that you are living that is unpleasant that we are giving any attention to at all. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.